Hey, how you doing? This is Grixon. This is a double-timed 12 Floodgate. Operation Floodgate. Yeah, I've been doing some keys. I've actually been healing it quite a bit on my druid, but, you know, blood decay's still home. So, I'm gonna do a little voiceover of this key, talk about the route a little bit, talk about blood decay specific things in the key that you can do, you know, that kind of stuff. So you could go right, but there's like a patrol there that is just kind of like tricky sometimes, and I like to pick these up. These don't do a whole lot. Just the big thing to watch out for is blood decay is like not taking too much damage while you're getting there and setting up. And there's some pretty big heavy hitters in here, specifically like the mage and the paladin can just focus something down super fast. So like that mage already got the shredder on him, so, and the load bots off of me, and so it's like I'm still losing threat. And I feel like it's harder for Sandland to be able to get that threat quickly as opposed to Deathbringer. I feel like they can just get it much easier. So I am I'm gonna have a hard time with threat here. That guy's casting in the back. I used the grip on that one when I shouldn't have. There's a surveyor free casting in the electricity. He needs to be kicked. Hyenas are going like, this is like the sketchiest pull in the whole place for me, and it's purely because I didn't set up good. So I'm going to use Tombstone to try and get some AoE threat fast. And I have to decide, do I want to blood boil twice and try and get as much threat as possible, or do rotation things that are going to give me runic power so I can death strike quicker? You know what I mean? So there's a trade-off there. Also, just being careful of this architect, because he will nail people down and build his little scaffolding. So as blood decay, just trying to grip everything over here. It's definitely helpful. And next to my kicks, I do have the healer's mana right here, so I do keep an eye on his mana. And it's just disciplined priests are kind of busted right now. They shield so much and they don't run out of mana. These surprise inspections, you can just grip them in so they don't do their cast. Or you can blinding sleet or whatever, so I am gripping them in whenever I can, just so that's that much more AoE damage happening at once and not them going away and then not getting hurt. So this is kind of more of a baby pull. After some of the bigger pulls, I know, I guess in retrospect, looking here at the cooldowns, I probably could have committed more than I did. But, you know, I'm not perfect. I don't keep track of everything. After this key, actually, so now we're on that turbo boost thing where we have to recraft our gear to be like higher eye level. I'm actually switching my stats. So right now I'm haste versatility. If you look at the bottom right, right here, once the little thing goes away, I have a lot of haste, and look at my versatility. My versatility is freaking massive. I'm a firm believer in high versatility on blood decay. Just the more you can manage that yo-yoing health, I just feel like it's easier for you. I like a very defensive style of blood decay, so I'm switching over to Deathbringer again, and I'm going versatility mastery now. That's what I like to play for Deathbringer. Versa Mastery as opposed to Versa Haste. So, after the Blood Beast nerfs, the biggest reason why I played Sandland was for those huge Blood Beast procs. And I'm just not feeling it anymore. I don't like it nearly as much. So, I like the Deathbringer gameplay loop of buffing your Blood Plague Dot as much as you can with Coagulopathy, and then pressing something like, I forget the name of this ability, this one right here. Pressing that so your dots tick twice as fast to even more damage and big pulls. I don't know. It's more defensive. I like the gameplay loop better. You keep Bone Shield stacks much easier. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest fan of Sandland in its current form. Maybe we'll I've been playing it the whole season, so I just gave it a fair shake. It's not bad. It's not for me. Most people who are playing Sandland are, one, they were doing it for Blood Beast procs just for purely damage reasons, and two, a lot of them are doing haste mastery, not haste versatility. So it's just not going to be for me. Nothing really too big to say in this one. Just otherwise, after everything dies and he does the big AoE thing, I just did AMZ for everybody. There's a big hit you can, like on the bigger keys, this Electro Crush. Anti-Magic Shell will stop that. And if you didn't know, when you use Anti-Magic Shell and you like absorb magical damage, it gives you runic power, so it would be a way to get yourself some runic power, or if it's a higher key and you're getting hit too hard. So after that big hit, he puts down the electric field, so you all have to move. So I'm kind of positioning him this way because I'm going to go up those stairs and get the next pole. And this next pole, if you're not Blood DK, I would suggest not doing it the way I did it. I would pick up the count somewhere else in your route. So I get all of this, but then I also get those two inspectors on the far left, and that's because I can grip them in. So I'm kind of trying to get threat here first, then coming over here and grabbing those guys in. So if you're not Blood DK, that's kind of a pain to do. So yeah, so I Blinding Sleet that one, and I grip the other one to stop their casts. Yeah, so you don't need to do those two extra guys. You can totally, if you're not Blood DK, you can totally pick that up somewhere else. It's just two extra mobs. It's not a big deal. But because I can grip them and it's like not a big deal, it's like free count for me just to combine into this pack. Okay, so now we've killed most of the stuff here. I'm gonna grab this guy here. So I pull these 4 in. See, he's already doing combustion. He's already doing his stuff. He's gonna die because he was blasting before I even had the stuff over here. The mage was. So that was a little rough. Sometimes when you're just with a pug, you have to try your best. I don't know if any of you guys remember Dre right here, Dre Pally. Some of my very beginning videos from Shadowlands he was in. So we're in the same guild together now. It's a different guild than last time, but yeah, we're still hanging out. Alright, so I picked up that extra 4, and then this pole here, it really depends on your group. If you feel like your group is like blasting and doing super good, you can do this. If you feel like they're coordinated, no one's dying to stupid stuff, you can do this. But the big problem here with pulling these divers is they do those C4M charges. And this architect nails people down. So that root is very scary, and those harpoons can mess you up too. So everybody needs to understand, if you're pulling this, you have to bait these charges and not get caught, because if you get hit by one, you die. So it's tricky because you got the architect nailing people down, and you got the divers putting down bombs. So it is problematic. If you feel like your group, or if you're kind of just doing your stuff and it just seems like they can handle it, you can pull those two together. If not, break it up into 2 pulls. It's not a big problem. I do skip that stuff because it is kind of wasted. Because I kind of picked up count other places, so I don't really need that pull. I don't get more architects than I need to. Again, I need to grab that surveyor too. There we go. So I need to be blood boiling more. I don't think I have blood boiled once, but I've already lost the shredder. I've lost the next shredder. So like 1 or 2 things need to happen. I either need to forgo getting runes to Death Strike, or I need to forgo generating runes to Death Strike and just commit to more blood boils, which is like a balancing act. Or I need to have a trinket that helps me get AoE threat. Or I need to switch back to Deathbringer, where I can get snap threat much quicker with the Reaper's Mark.
Defensive. Frontal.
So this boss, there's nothing really blood decay specific here. It's just how well people can deal with the bombs. So we got a lot of bombs on that one side.
Defensive.
And look at that, he got 3 with that. And then he gets the charge. And he was able to get both of those with that. So it's all done except for 1 freaking bomb now. Like,
Target you.
Grimm's ended up getting like, he handled like 5 bombs himself in just one quick succession. It was real nice. Other than that, the fight's pretty much a wash. There's nothing really crazy to do here. I just try and keep them together.
Defensive.
Really, the only cool blood decay things you can do is on the next 2 bosses. And really, like, the next boss isn't really that cool, but it's helpful. Really the last boss is where it's like only blood decays can do what they do on the last boss. Like, no other tanks. Maybe Paladin can bubble taunt it, I don't know, but blood decay is the only ones who can do the tech on the last boss.
Combustion. Defensive.
So yeah, not much to do. Just, I'm just looking at the bombs, and I'm just looking at, am I going to get charge? And if I get charge, I just want to have a plan for if there's a bomb near me. Like, I don't want to like get charged and like, oh, okay, now where's the bombs? Like, I want to kind of already know where the bombs are, so it's like quick. All right. So I'm gonna use Slappy Hands here to try and get this AoE threat, because I know people are gonna bust cooldowns here. And then it's just the big thing. The restorative algaes is whatever. Okay, it's fine. But the big thing is the jettison. We had a lot of good stops there. It's these jettison things that are like really bad. Jettison kelps. Those you want to have your stops for. Restorative algae is not that big of a deal, but the jettison kelps are what do a lot of damage. So, blinding sleep for those. in capital or I mean everything for those. So yeah, I have another 12 I will be putting here where I'm still Sandland, but after that they're pretty much all going to be Deathbringer.
Stack. Defensive.
Sludge Claws you can do anti-magic shell for and not really get hit.
Watch
So
your
Sludge
step.
Claws is, you know, magic. So Bubble Bound here is
Watch
what he's
your
doing is
step.
he's trying to bait. He's not tethered, so he's trying to bait the little beam thing away.
Stack. Defensive.
So Sludge Claws happen. I don't have AMS for this one, but look how hard it hits when you don't have AMS.
Watch your step.
So see, he's baiting it over so we don't have to move is what he's trying to do. It's kind of high risk, high reward, but if it works, it works.
Watch your step.
So I pretty much just Death Strike through this. Not much really to think about here, actually.
Stack. Defensive.
Sludge Claws, I AMS.
Pain suppression. Gather.
Did I
Watch your
AMS
step.
that? I was sure I did. Maybe I didn't AMS that one. It went on cooldown. Did I do it too early?
Watch your step.
I don't know. It definitely hits harder if you don't AMS.
Stack.
And this one here, this ability, this is the one for blood decays. Of course, my death and decay went up over the
Watch your
thing,
step.
but that
Combustion.
is what lets you death strike 3 things at once. So on Sandland I use Rune of Sanguination, which increases your death strike damage, and then that plus that you're hitting 3 targets with death strike, which is buffed from your Rune of Sanguination. Deathbringer you definitely don't want that, but
Defensive.
Sandland really buffs your death strike damage. So my overall is going to be death strike by like a huge margin. They've nerfed Blood Beast so much that it's like death strike is by far and away my highest damage. So this is something to keep in mind. Don't bring out your little pet if you're going to do this, because I do that, he goes and attacks it, and he actually takes the threat. My frickin', and then it does the splash right in everyone's face. Like, that sucks. So
AOE incoming.
don't have your ghoul out. Don't have your ghoul out when you pull this guy.
Watch
Look
your
at my
step.
2 swords just hitting.
Frontal. AOE incoming.
Another backsplash.
Barrier.
So the first backsplash I AMZ'd. This one he barriered.
Watch your step. Frontal. AOE incoming.
Okay, the patrol is close by, so I'm just gonna grab it now.
Counter.
Gonna do slappy hands to try and get some quick AoE threat. Plus they are the ones that like to jump away and like cast their little thing. So slappy hands, abomination limb, whatever, really helps with that.
Frontal.
So as usual, I'm gonna keep trying to just grip them in.
Counter.
And then so with Sandland, once your runic weapon is on, you need to be checking your bone shield stacks to just re-upping it. So if there's like 1 second left on Dancing Rune weapon, you need to be thinking about refreshing bone shield stacks. So Deathbringer, you can get bone shield stacks really quickly, really easily, just organically from your scythe, your reaping scythe thing from your Morrowind that costs 1 rune. With Sandland, you really have to pay attention to your Dancing Rune weapon and your bone chill stacks when you have it. So generally when there's 1 second left on my Dancing Rune weapon, I'm looking to use Death's Caress because it only costs 1 rune, and it'll get me a lot of bone chill stacks fast.
Run defensive. Counter. Pain suppression.
So unfortunately I use Tombstone and stuff to try and bring down my Dancing Rune weapon cooldown.
Defensive.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Try not to use your Tombstone or your Bone Storm thing until
Defensive.
your Dancing Rune weapon is being used, because it's going to greatly cool down, reduce the cooldown on your Dancing Rune weapon. And so you want to have them to bring that cooldown down.
Defensive.
Of course, with Sandland, once you have Dancing Rune weapon going,
Defensive.
all your heart strikes are now vampiric strikes. Fishing for blood beast procs, giving you a lot of haste.
Defensive.
You know, that's what naturally lets you have like 51% haste just hanging out. So these are almost dead, so I have to think like I'm just gonna save Dancing Rune weapon. Alright, so here is the special super secret blood decay tech. Alright, so of course you put him up against this wall,
Combustion.
because he does knock you back with his turbo, with his super hit or whatever. Don't use anti-magic shell for any of this. You can AMZ it whatever you want. And this hit, don't use anti-magic shell for either. It will help with this, but don't. Because you Thunder Punch, don't use it for that. Let it hit you. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and you could use other mitigation for it. This is where it matters. So after Thunder Punch, he does his little electric leaping sparks. When it comes to you, you AMZ or AMS, and it does nothing. We don't care. We do not care about it.
Pain
So
suppression.
all the other
Defensive.
tanks have to move to the other side of the room,
Combustion.
try and bring theirs into the puddle, all that crap. Blood decays, do not care. We literally just park it here and it's just autopilot.
AOE incoming.
So just
Stay
remember,
away from lines.
use your AMZ or your AMS on that leaping charge. That's it. Don't, if you use it on something else, you're kind of screwed. Then you're going to have to like Icebound Fortitude to get out of the stun. But by far the best thing you can do is just save it for that.
Defensive.
Thunder Punch, we're up against this pillar. It doesn't matter. Bubble Bound gave us pain suppression. Of course, now he's in execute range, so we are using
Combustion.
Soul Reaper
Kites into water.
on cooldown as much as we can. Leaping Sparks coming. And AMS. Do not care.
Defensive.
Yeah. It's a good time to be Blood Decay for this fight. And that's really going to be it. So,
AOE incoming.
I mean, if you look at the timer,
Stay away from lines.
we have insane amounts of time left. It's not even close. So, we had really big damage in this key, and I was able to pull big because of it. And there it is. Alright. Appreciate you guys sticking to the end of the video. Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Well, it's good to record for you guys. How about that? Let me know if there's anything else you want to see. And, yeah, I'll try and keep putting out content. Thanks. Bye.